Hello, folks, and welcome to Advent of Code, day number 7. 7 is a very lucky number because this is the number of years of Advent of Code. And we're going to go ahead and get started with this puzzle. I was, again, teaching a workshop. I was dealing with a bunch of other stuff, so I am a little short on my prep time, but that is fine. So let's go ahead and get things updated. That's an input file, and let's go ahead and edit this, and we'll be all ready to go. Looks like the difficulty has not quite ramped up super hard yet, but on the other hand, a missing single character mistake messed me up for 10 minutes yesterday, so I'm not exactly one to be able to say that things are easy, but certainly there haven't been like a huge number of like large algorithms issues that have come up yet, so yeah, it'll be exciting to see what happens. Be very exciting indeed. So we'll see what goes on in the world of Advent of Code. Just going to pop open a new window off screen really fast because I am testing a thing. But that is completely unrelated to this. It's just a random piece of work that I was working on right until I got on this call, on this stream. All right. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Cool. We've got about a minute until the puzzle unlocks. How is everyone's day? How are you? Thank you for wishing me good luck. Hi, Eric. Cool. All right, about a minute until the puzzle unlocks. And let's see. So, $55 seconds left. And then we get to look at the puzzle. Hello, Elf Girl Sarah. Welcome back from yesterday. It's good to have people come back. Hopefully you learned something yesterday. I certainly learned a few things about missing commas, but you know, that's kind of life. Awesome. Cool. 10 seconds until the puzzle unlocks. Let's do this thing. Alright, here goes day 7. Oh, a whale has decided to eat me. And I'm going into a cave system. Horizontal position of each crab. Wait, crab submarines. Why are crabs helping me? Okay. Like all of their horizontal positions match. Oh, okay. Yep, so we have to pick a level for them all to go to. Horizontal position that crabs can align to using the least fuel possible. Okay. I have a sense of how to do this. Okay, that's not too bad. That's basically, I know the range that I have to search is somewhere in the middle, so I can basically search between all of the inputs. Great. Okay, so we're just going to do this. So we've got a bunch of crab locations. Are crabs allowed to duplicate their y-axis? Yes, there's many 115s. Okay, that's fine. So let's do it this way. to int. And let's go ahead and... Did I get a whole input? Did I get 94 at the end? Yes, I did. Great. Okay. N is strconv a to I of s, crabs of n, plus plus. And now I'm also going to need to take a list of ranges. So lowest is going to be 0. Highest is going to be, let's see, I'm going to trust there's nothing like soup like that. If n is less than highest, then highest equals n. If n is greater than lowest, wait, this needs to go the other way around. There are no negative numbers here. Yes, no negative numbers. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so we have something like this. So if n is greater than highest, if n is less than lowest, then lowest is n. Okay, so now fuel. Is it asking for the amount of fuel or the position? How much fuel must you spend? Great. So we're just going to do laying of split times some implausibly large number. Okay. So now let's go ahead and force Nano to wrap a little bit so that yep, there we go. So that you can all read what I'm typing. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Cool. So we have, we're going to start at lowest, which is going to be our target. Target is less than or equal to highest. Okay, target plus plus. At the end, we're going to get out the lowest fuel. Right. So type crab brave is going to be a map from int to int. By the way, highly recommend checking out Crab Brave, the song by Noisebridge. It's by Noise something. It's pretty great. Alright, so for a crab brave equalize, pause int kv in range fuel is 0, return fuel, k is less than pause, then plus equals v times k minus pause. Otherwise, pause minus k. Okay. If fuel is less than lowest fuel, then lowest fuel equals fuel. Okay, that should do it. Got a syntax error. D1, what did I do wrong? Oh, that needs that. And crabs equalize, oh, that needs to return an int. Cool. And anything special? Each change of one step in horizontal direction. Yep, okay. Cool. First gold star get. Hi, Viwu. I'm guessing today's puzzle is very fast then. Each step costs 1 more than the last. Okay. Great. So that's not going to be too bad, because instead of doing this, we're going to do this for part B. Okay. All right, so now we just need to write a second equalize function, no big deal. So it turns out that the cumulative sum of adding 1 or 1 plus 2 plus 3, there is actually a mathematical formula associated with it. Here, I'll show it to you in Python. So if I have 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, that's just going to be equal to 5 times, that's just going to be equal to 6 times 5 divided by 2. So that's the trick is, right, like if I have 6 plus, right, that's 21, but if I have 6 times 7 divided by 2, that's 21, so therefore I don't need to do anything special here, aside from, right, basically, in fact, now I get to just treat these two things as equivalent because the negatives will cancel each other out, which is quite nice. Wait, that's not quite true, is it? Because I'm going to add 1. Okay, actually, I lied. So if k is less than pause, then we do, or if k is greater than pause, then we do this. Otherwise, we do this. And that is that, and that will be also that. But yeah, that saves a bunch of very expensive, what would otherwise be very expensive iteration. Okay, I think that should do it. This needs to be equalize b. Okay, I'm pretty confident this is right, so let's go ahead and put that in. And that's correct. 2 gold stars, super easy, less than 10 minutes. So I'm just going to clean this up a little bit, and then we'll consider this done. So the primary thing that I'm going to do here is actually just leave this alone. Data 7 solution. Cool, and we'll push that out for the cloud for you to look at. So if you're interested, go check out github.com/LizTheGreat/Advent of Code. And oh, by the way, I would be remiss in my duties if I didn't mention that my employer, Honeycomb, is sponsoring Advent of Code. So if you wouldn't mind, please go check us out, adventofcode.com. Click on the sponsors tab, and you'll see us right here. And we have a number of interesting papers on distributed tracing you can check out. And if you click on this link here and fill out the form, we can send you a free t-shirt. And we would very much appreciate getting to teach you a little bit about how to get fast performant code, not just on toy problems like this, but like how to get how to solve your problems in production with the power of tracing and observability. Cool. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream because my spouse is, I have not gotten to see my spouse most of the day, so I'm going to chill with her. And until tomorrow, and see you about the same time, same bat phone, same bat channel, etc. And yeah, let's go ahead and say hi to Irene's.